when you get quiet down in here. Now that I've opened this canopy up a lot, you can feel that breeze come through. It's like opening the door on a farmhouse or something on a hot day with shotgun doors. I mean, it's amazing how much more airflow you get through these bottoms after you open them up. So much more pleasant in here. Doesn't feel like you're sitting in a swampy shower all the time. All right, for my hack and squirt, I really like this machete. I like it because it's got some weight to it, but it's short, not too heavy. It holds a blade really, really well. But I also like it because you can see how thick that guy is. So it's got enough weight to get into the tree and open up those cuts a little bit. I've been using just a regular old spray bottle. You got to keep shaking that up as you work. And then in this jug here, I've got a premix of about 50% diesel, 50% gly, and then I mix in some imazapyr and a good healthy splash of triaclopyr as well. It seems to work well on all these trees, from Sweetgums to hardwoods. So let me show you what I'm doing down in this bottom. Oh, also this pole saw here. It's the little cheapest commercial steel pole saw you can buy. Man, I use that thing all day long. It'll cut and cut. I've cleared acres and acres with that saw. Y'all, I cannot say enough about the Stihl BR800X. This blower is an absolute beast. We are able to blow around all these trees. It'll pick up sticks and move them. It'll blow rocks around. It'll even blow the duff and the thick leaves and thatch out of these thick muscadine and blueberry, low bush blueberries that are growing around these trees. I mean, it'll blow the stuff right through that thick mat, muscadines or whatever. All right, step one for me in thinning these bottoms I'm working on is all the smaller trees that I can get saws to easily and drop without damaging bigger trees. I'm getting those on the ground first, coming through with the chainsaw, and that's step one. Step two is I come behind and I cut all the tops out of these brush piles, and everything that's piled up against other trees gets cut, and then I pull all those branches. I guess that'd be step three, is pulling all the branches away from the trees, making hedgerows of brush out to where when they burn, they're not right up underneath my big hardwood trees and stuff. And then I come in here and you can see this big red oak here. I take my big Stihl blower, which is awesome by the way, and I blow all this duff layer out from around these big hardwoods. And to be honest with you, I go through everything. There's a big white oak there. See where I've blown around that? But I blow around everything, even the stuff that I'm going to hack and squirt, because that stuff becomes snags and I don't really want the fire to be trailing up it anyway. So I go ahead and blow around every tree that's standing after I'm done with my chainsaw work. All right, after I'm done with that process, I guess step 5, I think it would be, I'm coming in some of these bigger trees and stuff that I didn't drop with the saw that I wasn't sure whether I wanted to keep or get rid of. And I'm doing the hack and squirt. And you can see there's a shagbark hickory and a white oak there that's all twisted up together, which is kind of crazy. But it's pretty much underneath that big red oak here. It's underneath another big red oak right there. I've got a good sized white oak right there. And we've got a hickory tree right there. Now when you come up and look though, that hickory has some canopy. I may take it later, but for now I'm going to leave it. And some of these hickories or little white oaks that are under these canopies, not all of them, but some of them I'm leaving, and that's because these big red oaks here are prone to fall over in windstorms. So when I'm thinning and I take some red oaks, I try to leave the red oaks like I have right here kind of tighter together to shelter each other a little bit. even though I could have gotten that red oak out and opened up for this big, beautiful white oak a little bit more, I may come in here later and start taking some of these red oaks, but after I get this wind moving through this bottoms down here, some of these red oaks may fall over, and if they do, I'm going to be really thankful that I've got some of these little small white oaks left in here to kind of fill in if the big reds take a dip. And then I'm always leaving my dogwoods whenever I can. They grow fine underneath these canopies. Any extra sunlight that the dogwoods get is a plus for the dogwoods. So I just think they're pretty, and birds and stuff love the berries, and they can grow in here just fine. But you can see big red oaks. Look at all that blue sky I'm starting to see. And I just hack and squirted today, so more of this is going to be dying out in the next few weeks, giving us more and more sunlight down in this bottom. A sourwood tree here. I'm just over on the other side of the fire break, but it's a pretty good sized sourwood tree. I'm leaving most all of my sourwoods. The reason being, they're amazing pollinators, great for wildlife, and I just don't have as many of them as I do. So if it comes down to a sourwood tree or a dogwood tree, I'm really working hard to save those and not kill those trees out for canopy light. All right, so here's an example of maples that we got to get some of them out. Look at how much they close these canopies up. It just really chokes out all the sun. The problem is these low-lying areas like this is where the maples belong. So I'm not going to take all of my maples out, but what we'll do is, you can see I cut that maple down and dropped it. This guy here that was leaning up in all these other trees, I hack and squirted him. I hack and squirted that one there. And I left this giant, beautiful maple that's all up in the canopy up there. So I'm going through here and systematically picking out the really large maple trees that have really good canopy above, and I'm leaving those. And then all of these smaller maples, I'm knocking them out. You can see that one right there is all grown up in it's either a white oak or a shagbark. Can't tell from here. Yep, shagbark hickory. We can talk about shagbark hickories real quick too. I'm leaving as many shagbarks as I can, unless it's just right up underneath a big white oak or something. We just don't have as many shagbark hickories, so I'm trying to preserve the ones that we do have. They're a great wildlife tree as well. Not so much for deer, but for a lot of other small mammals and stuff. Squirrels and stuff love them. So here's another really important tree that I'm saving as many as I can in the bottom, at least the big ones. Look at that blackgum. He's got plenty of canopy above. He's doing quite well. It's a huge blackgum tree. Start looking up blackgum and you can see I've blown around it really good. I don't believe they like fire too much, but I want to protect them. But they drop these little blue berries. Everything eats them. Deer, every bird. And they drop millions of those little blueberries down. So I really like the black gum down in these bottoms. So while these big oak trees are important to me, a lot of the small oaks, a lot of the black gums, the small black gums, and a lot of the smaller maples that are just clogging everything up need to come out. And so this area is all done now. I'm just waiting for the hack and squirt to take effect, and we've gone all the way up that way. You can see these farkleberries here. I'm working on getting some sunlight into all these blueberry bushes. I've got a bunch down through this bottom behind me, and you can already see up there in those hardwoods. It's hard to tell from here with these big pine trees, but there's a lot more sunlight hitting the ground than what we used to have. You can see that little white oak here. I hate to take them, but there's another red oak, but I mean, it's right up underneath this big loblolly shoved up in here. And then we've got massive pine trees on this side. There's just nowhere, there's no canopy for that guy. You can see the pines above it. Just nowhere for it to go. But yeah, we're waiting for the hack and squirt. But yeah, I've already got a ton more sunlight than we used to have down in this bottom. Feel that airflow. All right, got some big farkleberry in here. You can see I blew all the leaves out from underneath them. And I haven't started thinning to my right yet, but you can see to the left how much that's been opened up. That's all done. Hack and squirt, prepped, ready to burn, blower, everything. And then when you come down this way, well, that's been done too. All right, this is the side that has not been done. More, I got native azaleas and farkleberry in that patch, but so you can see this side has had no chainsaw work to speak of, no thinning yet. That is what the other side behind me looked like a month ago. See if I can spin around here. See how much more open it is down through this side. This area down in here is going to be absolutely gorgeous when I get it thinned out. I'm on the same drain just down on the other end, but a bunch of big oaks and blueberries and just a beautiful drain down through here. So my goal is I got about probably 10 to 15 acres of this drain down here. I'm trying to get it all thinned, all my hack and squirt done, all my blowing around my trees done, and prepped for fire this winter. I'd like to burn this whole bottom for the first time this winter. That's the game plan if I can get it all done in time.